What's going on? We are back with another behind the scenes video. It is Monday morning. We are about to put a condo for sale in Hyde Park. And then I'm taking Bear. We have a appraisal that I want to go to for a townhome in New Lenox. So Bear's gonna come with me, and then later on I'll be dropping him off and then probably go to the office for a little bit before I have a doctor's appointment. Let's get to it. It has been a productive day. We stopped at the actual office and got a little bit of work done. Needed to set up a search for a buyer. And then we just had a doctor's appointment. So leaving that and now headed back to New Lenox. We actually have a new buyer consultation for somebody that I met at a property. So now we're gonna talk about working together and kind of what they're looking for, answer any questions for them. So that's what we have this evening. And then hopefully I will make it back home for dinner. I have a feeling I'm gonna miss the dinner part of it. So hopefully I'll be at least back for bedtime. And then I need to probably put the first layer of actual trim paint today. I did 2 coats of primer just because I had it, and the first coat didn't cover as well as I wanted. So we got that done, and I think tonight, even though I don't want to, but I only have like 3 pieces to paint, so it's not like the end of the world. It's just like clean up and set up kind of stinks. But I think we're gonna do that this evening and maybe get a lift in. So see how this appointment goes. Hello and happy Tuesday. What are we doing? Bear is napping. It's Dad's day. This morning, I wanted to get up early and get some work done. That didn't really happen. I slept like total crap last night. I don't know what happened, or I kind of know what happened. We have some plastic up going into the bathroom, and that fell, and it sounded like somebody was trying to break in, so I was on alert. Then I couldn't get back to sleep. And then, craziest thing, it felt like I was trapped in my own body. I swear to God, it felt like I was awake. I was probably half awake / sleeping, but it felt like I couldn't move. I was trapped. I feel like I was trying to call for Sam. It didn't work. So then anyway, I woke up, I went downstairs, and I ended up needing to sleep a little bit more, and it wasn't great. But so anyway, the morning was less productive than I would have liked, but we were getting some work done while Bear naps. And then we have a family chiropractor, and then gymnastics, and then one of my appointments that was supposed to be Sunday is tonight. So then we have a late night appointment tonight. So there's that. Good morning and happy Wednesday. We are in Downers Grove. I just kind of gave you a sneak peek. We have a showing on a property here. Technically, it is still in the private network. I've spoke to this agent, I don't know, a month or 2 ago, and we just connected, and I told her I have a client who's really interested. Is there any way we can get in early? It was not possible. And then she did say that she would let me know a day or so before they list. So they should be active in the next couple days. I'm hoping, if my clients like it, maybe we can write an offer and beat maybe the madness of going active, but we'll see. It's kind of up to the seller. So today is a jam-packed day, but I am excited. 1, it's gorgeous out, and 2, I'm alive, and 3, we have our first closing back at Realty Executives, and the magical part is the listing agent is the managing broker, so it is awesome to have a kind of, I guess you could call it like an in-house deal. It was wonderful that my clients wanted that particular property, and it was multiple offers. It was a battle, but we won. So that's closing today, so that's exciting. And then we have some office work to get done, and then I have to run to North Aurora for something for Ellie. She's got a nut allergy that we're trying to overcome, so I need to go pick up some more liquid for that. So it kind of stinks because the closing is in New Lenox, the title company, which would be nice because then I could just go back to my home office. But then I'm gonna have to go to North Aurora because of course they're not open until the afternoon. So it's gonna be a lot of driving. We're gonna go from home to Lamont to Mokina to Downers to Lamont to New Lenox to North Aurora, probably stop at the office in Lamont and then back home to New Lenox. So a lot of podcasts and music and maybe phone calls today. Okay. Showing went well. It was a nice property, nice home, good shape. Is it priced right? We'll see. They're going to get back to me to let me know what they want to do. And
see if we can possibly get it before it goes totally live. We were a little bit early for our final walkthrough, so we stopped at Folklore Coffee in Lemont. I highly recommend you check them out if you're in the area. I went with a cold brew with an extra shot of espresso because I want to get crazy today. So now we are waiting for our final walkthrough on this little beauty. Happy Thursday. We've had some productivity already. We dropped the kids off, stopped at the office to drop off some paperwork and get some work done. Now we are doing a offer up sale for a floating shelf pictured and right here. And after that, we had a last minute showing come up in Homer Glen, so we're gonna have to backtrack a little bit for that showing and then head back to HQ to get a little bit more work done, a couple conference calls, and then I believe we have our an evening appointment tonight that was rescheduled a few times. So we're having a productive Thursday. Hope your day is going well.
Good morning and happy Friday. It is, it's early. It's before 9. We dropped off the girls at school and now I got to get a little bit of work done. Then I have a call with DocuSign at 9 to get DocuSign set up. And then at 10, I have an appointment for a appraisal for the Lemont split level. And then we're gonna come back, get a bunch of work done in the office and pick up the girls at 3 and then go home and probably, depending on how productive we are, we might call it a day. If not, get a little bit more work done when we get back home. All right, let's get to it.
We're back in HQ, picked up the girls from school, and then I needed to double check something on Ellie's new bike. Sam put that together. Of course, my computer's off, that's great. So we got that checked, and then while I was out there, I realized that I should probably start the Subaru. Well, as you could have guessed, that turd did not start, the battery was dead. So with my ADHD, I needed to get it started right away. So I did jump it. It started. I still feel like I have an issue with the clutch pedal, and it needs a lot of cleaning up. I feel like I've been avoiding it just because I realize how much it needs cleaning. Not in terms of like dust, but just it's closer to 20 years old than it's not. I feel like there's a lot of love, almost like restoration level, that this thing needs. I kind of just want to get it mechanically good. I'd love to get back on the racetrack,
but there's just, I feel like so much it needs, and it hurts me because it's not a priority. So there's that. We have a little bit more work to do, and then I believe we are going to dinner at the in-laws tonight, which is exciting. And then I need to pre-sign my brother-in-law. Okay. As I mentioned, we got it running, letting it run for a little bit. It's dusty, look at that. I do still love the Subaru Rumble. Let me give you a little taste. I really do also need to figure out what's going on with the clutch pedal. I'm hoping it's just air in the line for some weird reason. Otherwise, more work. Let's do a couple little pumps. I mean, I also feel like I have that firewall squeak again. If you're not a car person, there's something going on with my firewall. They put these spot welds. They're not great. It starts to get squeaks. Those welds eventually crack. It's just not a good day. I feel like that's coming back. I had it fixed a long time ago from Subaru, and I feel like it probably wasn't a great fix then. And I don't know why my clutch pedals got issues, so we're gonna have to stop for now because I'm going down a rabbit hole. All right, let's get back to work. The weekend has really flown by. It is Sunday evening. I am about to go to my normal for sale location, which is a CVS, and I have a walnut bookcase for sale that you can kind of see right there. And then go back home, eat a little bit, kids to bed, and then we got to figure out what we're doing. What do we do this weekend? Honestly, I'm having a hard time remembering what I did yesterday. We had an appointment Saturday. We had a alteration appointment for the kids for a wedding that we are standing up in May for my brother-in-law. And then Sam had an appointment to take a look at some vanity options for the bathroom update. I know I'm behind on the HQ update video, so don't even get me started on the bathroom update video. What do we do after that? I don't know. I'll have to go back to what happened Saturday. And then, oh, I know. After I watched the kids, Sam got back, I had a showing. It did have multiple offers on it. I at first thought that we were gonna try, but then the buyer slept on it because that was due today, Sunday. The buyer slept on it and just didn't feel like he wanted to be that, like the house was great, it could work for him, but he didn't love it enough to make it happen. So that's fine. So we're going back to the drawing board. So we did not end up submitting an offer. I did have a really great conversation with the listing agent, so that would have been nice to get a deal together, but that's okay. I believe our offer up guy is here. Perfect. And just like that, mission accomplished. The buyers of the bookcase were waiting. The buyer actually sent her parents, really nice couple that picked up the bookcase, so that is done. All right, so rewinding now for Sunday. We had a slower morning. The girls were spending the night at the grandparents' house, so it was just Sam and Bear and I. So we went out to breakfast, tried out Country Charm in New Lenox. I'll be honest,
that is one place we have not gone, so I really wanted to check it out because I've heard good things about it. So we checked out Country Charm, and then Sam wanted a latte, so we went to Ghost, and then went and picked up the girls, and then we got home and put together a rolling machine. So excited to start doing that. I was kind of eyeing some, and then out of nowhere Sam wanted to get one, so that was great. So put that together, and then I needed to go help my brother-in-law get the last of his things out because we are closing on his townhome hopefully later this week sometime. And now we just had the offer up sale. Time to go back home, eat, and then I don't know, I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty spent. So I think Sam and I are gonna plan for the week. I'm trying to get better at that. And then part of me wants to test out the rower, even though I did work out tonight or this morning. And then part of me wants to get a little bit of work done. So I don't know what this evening's gonna hold. So stay tuned for that. I hope you had a great weekend. I'd love to hear what you guys normally do on a weekend, so leave a comment or something. I'm curious, are you always moving and grooving like I am, or do you usually try to take the weekends easy, or what do you do on the weekends? I'm curious. All right. Happy Wednesday. We have not done a good job filming this week. We were at the office after I dropped off the girls at school in Bear. We went to the office, got some work done. It was an agent there, Jason's birthday, so we had some lunch. Now I need to run to Chase and then head back and finish the day at HQ before picking up the kids this evening. What has happened? So the Hyde Park condo that we had listed, we got a contract for that last night. That's exciting. That is a nice story. I think I talked about it a little bit, but I had this listed before. The sellers ended up taking off the market. We stayed in touch, and I was able to relist it probably last week, and now we have a contract on it, so that's exciting. We approved the window quote today, so that's gonna move forward. So now I just need to do the deposit probably later, and that will rock and roll hopefully in the next like 6 to 8 weeks. So I'll check back in once I get back to HQ. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. It almost looks like it's like this yellowy gray tint right now. I have no idea what is going on with this weather. I don't even know if this really is coming across on the camera. Good morning. Well, why are we zooming in? We don't want to zoom in. It is Thursday. We're at Home Depot, as you can see. We had bought some tile, so hopefully they don't give me a hard time of returning this. And now my boss has decided she wants to change the layout and design colors for the bathroom update. So we got to return this. So I'm about to stack 12 bundles of tile. So let's do that. Also, Chick-fil-A is coming to Frankfurt. Update. So Home Depot did take the return. I did get a store credit, which is fine. We are constantly at Home Depot, so the store credit will go to use. I was hoping it would go back on the card, but whatevs. Then we stopped at our attorney Lynette's office to give her closing documents for the new Lennox townhouse. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Seriously, this door is locked. No. That means I gotta go use the lockbox to put this in the house because I don't want to leave it in here. So we stopped at Lynette's office to give her the closing docks. Okay, let's try this again. We stopped at Lynette's office. That is one of my top attorneys, to give her the pre-signed closing documents. I helped notarize them. So dropped off a spare key so that the buyer has a key at closing. We didn't necessarily want to take the one out of the lockbox. So then I'll come back again tomorrow to get the box off and the key back in the house. Closings tomorrow, they're doing their final walkthrough today. And then the seller asked me if I can put the garbage cans in because they wouldn't be able to get here until after their final walkthrough. So it's in town, so why not? So drop that off. Here's a quick little recap of this place. We are back in HQ. I ended up getting a phone call while we were at the new Lenox townhouse, so I didn't finish that kind of little recap tour, which is fine. I have some YouTube videos on it. Anyway, we are in HQ. We've gotten some work done, but I remembered that I had a second tripod. I've been using these Joby Gorilla Pods. I had one. I don't want to get into how I ended up with two, but I've been using one, and I just kind of swap out the base for the cell phone mount and then the camera that I'm using now. I remembered I had a second one. It's just sitting still in the bag, so I'm going to set it up this way I can use that for the camera that I'm using for the Osmo, or just to be able to have two of these cameras for angles and stuff instead of having it be just in a box. I'm going to use it. Also, this back top needs to be cleaned up. Oh yeah, that is fresh. You can't see it now because obviously the camera's on it, but that is fresh. I like it. Again, why have it sit in a box when I could use it? So now we have one that could stay here or for a second angle, and then one that I can use for my cell phone mount. This way I'm not constantly taking that on and off. So, but anyway, we have a conference call in a little bit, and then today is dance, so there is going to be some pick up and drop off duties for that, so we got to figure that out. And then this evening I'd like to use the rower to get some cardio in, and then possibly, if I'm feeling up for it, because I know Sam is, get some of the basement stuff for the office organized, of what's coming here, what's garbage, what might be sold. So that might be an evening project. Hopefully evening Eric is up for that. Good morning. It's turning into our Friday routine of dropping the girls off. It is 8:35. We are in the office. First one here. So get everything open, turned on. We're gonna get set up here. I gotta go grab my water and lunch from the car, and then we're gonna get set up here. But it's nice to be in quiet office. Also break up the constantly in the HQ. It's nice to be actually in an office that I want to be at. Now I realize that maybe didn't sound the best. I have nothing against the old office, no hard feelings, no nothing. This just feels right, makes sense. And what I mean is I enjoy coming here. Not that I didn't enjoy or had issues with the old office, but I like the feel of being in the office versus only being in HQ all the time. I'm rambling. I haven't finished my coffee. I don't know what I'm fully trying to say just yet, but let's get the day going.
Good morning. It is Sunday. I am several days behind on filming, so we are definitely going to end this particular behind the scenes here. I don't remember where I last filmed this week, but we did have the new Lenox townhouse close on Friday. That was great. We ended up on the way home from school from picking up the girls. I was in the office most of the day. We stopped and got the lockbox with them, dropped the key off in the unit, and then left. That closed yesterday. We had a little bit of a family day in the morning, and then I met with a client to do a new build consultation. That took a little bit longer than expected. However, no issues with it. It was great to do that. We met a little bit early just to kind of catch up and, say, hey, yes, I know the builders are going to come off like they're your friend, but at the end of the day, they are for the builders. We just want to make sure we keep kind of what we're saying and, close to the best for now. So we listened to the builder. That took a little bit longer than expected, but we wanted to kind of price out and see, does this neighborhood make sense for what we're trying to do? And then afterward, because they have a little bit to the situation without getting into it, we stopped for some food and kind of talked a little bit more about, things that went on with the builder, some strategy with that, and figuring out some steps. So I ended up getting home at like 8:30, and then Sam and I watched like half of a movie where I'm at the point in my life where I don't want to stay up till 1 o'clock in the morning finishing a movie. So we did that. But anyway, now it is Sunday. We're going to end the behind the scenes episode here. I need to look back to see kind of what we had outstanding that I haven't shared with you guys, and then kind of what we have going on. So I'm going to probably sit down and then pick up this new episode shortly. So as always, thanks for watching. Leave some comments, send me a message. I'd love to hear what you like, what you don't like. And as always, I hope you like and share this and subscribe for future content. I'll catch you in the next one.